LAITRAM.com.
Space, the final frontier.
I have to admit, I landed on an old Star Trek last night. Had a
These
guy
are the voyages of the
on
Starship Enterprise.
I watched, 20 minutes of
Its
Star
five-year
Trek,
mission
put it on
to explore
pause,
strange new worlds,
knocked out some stuff,
to
and then
seek
would
out
come
new
back
life,
in and
a
watch
new
more. And then when the
civilization.
commercials came on, I'd fast forward to the
Boldly
next
go
part.
where no man
But
has gone
as
before.
usual, a very melodramatic Captain Kirk. These spores shot out this thing and made everybody happy. And when Captain Kirk got hit by the spores, boy, it was pretty melodramatic. It was pretty melodramatic. I love the just over-the-top William Shatner acting. I like that intro to T.J. Hooker where he's running as the cop and he throws the baton when he's chasing the criminal and he trips the criminal up by throwing the baton at his legs. It's like, where does that happen? Come on. I think Charlton Heston may be the only individual that tops William Shatner in the melodramatic acting category. If you ever get a chance to watch like the original Planet of the Apes, the astronauts crash on some planet. It's like, Earth in the future, whatever, and apes have taken over. And just like when they land there and before they even meet any apes, they're just walking through like a desert. They don't know what's going on. Rationing food and the like. Then finally they see like a little plant in the crack of some dry soil. Then all of a sudden it's more green and then a waterfall and a flowing river. And the other two astronauts get in the water and are drinking the water and they're like, this is great. We were in a desert, just landed our spacecraft here. Don't know what's going to happen. Hungry, thirsty. This is great. Charlton Heston, getting in the water, just pouring him over himself. I mean, it's like, Charlton, on this scene, we want you to act like you're the first human being ever, and it's your first experience with water ever as a human being. That's what it was. It just topped any Captain Kirk Star Trek episode. The melodramatic Planet of the Apes when he got in the water. It's like, okay, relax a little bit. That's today's program, everyone. Have a great afternoon. See you tomorrow. That's not the end of the program, Miss Peaches. We're going till 6 o'clock. That's what they're saying. What happened to all these reruns of old television programs? And you and I get the day off. You can smoke your Misties and I can prop my feet up and relax. Hey, in the 60s, 63 degrees out there. It's really nice. Really nice. Hey, that 3-4 day rain forecast for sort of the weekend into Christmas, that seems to be dissipating, pun intended. Hooray. 50s and 60s through Christmas. Maybe some rain Sunday. So far, that's it. My little, dealie on my phone, you go to the weather.com. It has the 10-day forecast. Like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday had little rain clouds and lightning bolts and raindrops on those days. Now, like Sunday's the only one that has like rain definitively. Christmas, it's cloudy, but not rain. We'll see. I like that it went from 4 days to 1. That's a plus. And we're not getting near 70. And we might dip into high 40s to start some mornings. Miss Peaches, you might want to shut that. Yep. Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. And right down the hall, there could be some Saints pregame television production going down. That would be from the Hap Glaudy Studios. The Hap Glaudy Studios. We had the appropriately named Frank Davis Studios, but some dope in Slidell, a lawmaker who's against the Inspector General for St. Tammany Parish, against politicians and public work projects being scrutinized. He stole our Frank Davis plaque and put it on a bridge over I-10 instead. Oh, wow. So silly. The naturally Nolans Bridge, the Nolans Bridge, the natural, just call it the dumb bridge. Dumb. That says it all. Hey, A.G. Crow, does St. Tammany need an inspector general, most affluent parish, fastest growing, some CPA type to scrutinize public projects, contracts that are with the public, the taxpayer money, how it's being spent in fast growing St. Tammany, so many public projects? Or would time be better spent naming the bridge after a television personality, which is fine. I like Frank Davis. The pier down there, that should have been the Frank Davis fishing pier. That would have been perfect. Would have been really appropriate. But just the naturally Nolans part is so dopey, like his TV segment name, a name that no one says. It's a joke. It's sort of embellishment, exaggeration. There's no two-syllable pronunciation. Where you from? Nolans. No one says that. No one anywhere. No one just makes grunting noises about where you're from, and you're supposed to decipher it as New Orleans. You may not. Maybe you don't say it as properly as I say it in New Orleans. Maybe people say it even more properly than that. But it's Nolans. No one says that. And just sort of dopey and dumb. And I'm not knocking Frank Davis. It's just sort of, there's your priority. No IG in St. Tammany, but the naturally dopey bridge instead. Speaking of dopey, the mayor's chief of staff. This is her chief of staff, her Mr. Spock. Mr. Spock, should we go down to the planet? You know, getting a second opinion from someone really smart, a key advisor. And it's her lawyer, her personal lawyer as mayor. Clifton Davis has been barred from practicing law in Louisiana for a year and a day, basically stealing clients' money, practicing law without a law license, stuff like that. By the way, if you need legal advice, call Miss Peaches right now, 766-9480. She doesn't have a law license either, but she'll tell you what to do. Smoke a Misty and don't worry about it. That might be your advice. Miss Peaches, it's not supposed to talk age, 73 years old with the horn-rimmed glasses and the chain. No, I said, you're so sweet. I didn't say 73, Miss Peaches. What? Didn't say any of that. Real sweet, but knocks out 4 packs of Misties a day. These little brown pencil-like cigarettes. Doesn't own a lighter. Lights the first one off of her gas stove in the morning, just butt to cigarette the rest of the day. Does not own a lighter. Continuous smokestack. I'm glad she's not listening. She's online right now ordering some stuff. Gets a lot of stuff delivered to her house. And Marrera, brah. That's right, Miss Peaches Marrera. Formerly of Avondale, Miss Peaches at the controls. Fielding your phone calls, 504-766-9480. 766-9480. I've got 50 big bucks for you just in time for Monday and Christmas. 50 big bucks for the Woodhouse Day Spa. 5 area locations. Guys, this is what she wants. She wants a day of relaxation. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Pedicure, manicure, facial. She'll love it. Get with one of your buddies where your wife and his wife are best friends. Y'all both get that gimmick for them. They go to it together, the day of relaxation together. They're holding hands with the robes and the, cucumbers on their eyes. And I don't know what's going on, but they're getting pedicures, manicures, facials. I had a massage about 1 month ago at the Mid-City location, Canal Street at Carrollton, the Woodhouse Day Spa, the city's premier day spa. I walked out of there just like, shoulders down, relaxed, just like could do anything. Could go for a run, could go home and take a nap, was just ready to do anything, was just totally at peace and at ease. And decompression, the Woodhouse Day Spa. Yeah, you right. 5 area locations, like Mid-City, that's where I went. Metairie near North Kenner, 2 on the North Shore, Slidell, and Mandeville. by the Mall of Louisiana in Baton Rouge. Guys, get her a day of relaxation from the Woodhouse. Get her some goodies from the front of the location, the foyer lobby area, candles, bath salts, moisturizers. She'll love the thought. She'll love the gift. Christmas problem solved. Woodhouse Day Spa, the city's premier day spa. WoodhouseSpas.com online. WoodhouseSpas.com online. Print your own gift certificates, any denomination. Book an appointment. WoodhouseSpas.com. Gift cards from the Woodhouse. Guys, Monday's Christmas. Get it done already. The Woodhouse is the solution. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon. I was just mentioning the Woodhouse Day Spa. Perfect gift for her, guys, for Monday, Christmas. Problem solved. I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate available. I've got 2 available, actually. Next caller, anyone who wants one, you got it. That's it. Call Miss Peaches right now. You don't even have to come on the air if you don't want to. Or you can give us a shout out. Corey, yeah, you're right. Call it from the North Shore. Call it from Gentilly. Call it from New Orleans East. Call it from Uptown. Call it from the West Bank. Whatever. Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. 766-9480. Got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate available for the next caller. And I got a little trivia question coming up in a few minutes to give away that other $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. But the first one, just a Christmas gift. A few days before Christmas, Monday. Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. Caller number 1 gets it. I love the old FM stuff. Caller 19 gets it. Caller 19 gets it. Let's put Miss Peaches to work for 18 calls in a row. You're not it. Click. You're not it. No. Click, 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 click. You're 19. You're it. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday. Mayor, Chief of Staff Clifton Davis, barred from practicing law for a year. He oversees about 50 city employees. You can't keep his law license by just being like incompetent, not filing on time. And, I have to renew that. You know, that kind of stuff, like can't balance his checkbook type of thing. Just sort of like a screw up kind of. I mean, you're a lawyer and you don't keep your law license, valid. I mean, what's the percentage of lawyers that are working that don't do that? 1% of 1%. What's the percentage that just automatically do it every year and have never had a gap? 99+%. It's just routine. Stealing clients' money and practicing law without a law license. The mayor, of course, stands behind him. I mean, that says it all. It's like Irvin Mayfield, New Orleans' first son, just this criminal, New Orleans' first son. It's just, that's the mentality of the mayor. When you're kind of a deviant and you do crazy stuff, you justify a lot of things because that's what you do. That's how you are. You ever go working a deal with someone and they start telling you things like, I'm worried about you doing this. Don't do the deal with them because that's what they would do. That's what they would do. Or if it's just a quick transaction and you know exactly what you're buying, just make sure it's all on paper and it's legal. They can't come back with that kind of gimmick. Anyway, just not good. Oversees 50 employees. I mean, what could the mayor's chief of staff, Clifton Davis, barred from practicing law, stealing his clients' money? The mayor stands behind him, oversees about 50 city employees, but doesn't keep his law license valid over and over again. I mean, what's that group of 50 city employees called? The do-nothing crew? No oversight, a free job, pretending to be someone. You shower, you get dressed, you go down to City Hall, and you insert thumb up rear end. Wait till shift is over. No, the game ends soon when the mayor's 15 minutes is up. That's how it always works out. Hey, Baton Rouge, Helm Paint and Decorating has 4 locations in Metro Baton Rouge. You got to love it. Any paint project inside, outside your house or business, you want to do it one time, you want to do it right, Helm Paint and Decorating. They truly will steer you in the right direction with Benjamin Moore products. Free 2-hour delivery. Best color matching in the business. Painting professionals. This is what they do. Don't sell tires or food or washers and dryers. Helm Paint and Decorating. Now with 4 Baton Rouge area locations. Free 2-hour delivery in Metro Baton Rouge. That's 4 Baton Rouge locations to go along with the 7 Metro New Orleans locations, East Bank, West Bank, Mandeville, Hammond. Helm Paint and Decorating. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, when you got to paint in Metro Baton Rouge, North Shore. Helm Paint and Decorating. Do it once, do it right. They'll steer you in the right direction. Helm Paint and Decorating now with 4 Baton Rouge locations. Wow. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Thanks for finding us on the radio. Oh, so fine. 93.9 FM. Oh, so fine. 93.9 FM. New Orleans own 107.9 FM. New Orleans own 107.9 FM. You folks traveling outside of the New Orleans area. I-10, I-12 corridor from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida. Check us out at 600 AM. Yeah, old school AM side of the dial. Do I have to put a crank in the dashboard and turn it? 600 AM. CoreyTalks.com. Live streaming Corey spelled K-A-A-R-E, CoreyTalks.com. We're on YouTube every day. Please click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Send the link to someone else. Have them do the same. It don't cost nothing. It's a freebie. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. K-A-A-R-E. K-A-A-R-E. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Lots of ways to check out the program. And don't forget, from 4 to 5:30 in Louisiana, we're on television. Wherever Cox Television is in Louisiana, if you're a Cox subscriber in the state of Louisiana, I'm on Cox Channel 4 weekdays at 4. It's that simple. Cox Channel 4 weekdays at 4. 90 minutes of fun. We roll till 5:30, the first 90 minutes of the 2-hour talk radio program on TV. Cox Channel 4 is Your View, Louisiana. If you're a Charter television subscriber, a.k.a. Spectrum, Spectrum Channel 333. Easy to remember, 333 on Spectrum. 4 to 5:30. Anywhere in Louisiana. Lots of ways to check out El Programo. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. The River Parish's bonfire lighting rescheduled to Saturday night at 7. Hey, Miss Peaches, I know that's sort of you. You got relatives down there. That was supposed to be Friday night, right? No, Sunday night. Oh, it's supposed to be Sunday. Oh, Sunday. Because of the Sunday rain, they moved it up to Saturday. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. What am I thinking? Christmas Eve. Bring in Papa Noel. Why are you putting on a fish cleaning glove, Miss Peaches? To slap me in the face? What? With a fish cleaning glove? I deserve it for forgetting that the River Parish bonfires were Christmas Eve and the fire's supposed to lure in Papa Noel. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, kids. I almost blew that one. Papa Noel's like, over Antarctica or something, and I'm lighting the fire on Friday night. That'd be good. Lighting it early so he'll see it to roll in on Monday. Smart. Boy, the alligator, some of the other things they've built are absolutely amazing. Ridiculously impressive. Big crowds for that. A road doubleheader. Wow. A road doubleheader. Carpal tunnel syndrome with the remote control. Last channel, last channel. My thumb hurts. Last channel, last channel. 6:30 tonight. Check this out. This is weird. The 16-12 Pelicans are at the 16-12 Cavaliers. That's at 6:30. Exact same record. 16-12 Pels favored on the road by 3.5. That's weird. The Cavs must be resting some players. Some players are out. 16-12 Pels at 16-12 Cavaliers. And then 45 minutes later at 7:15, the 7-7 Saints are at the 7-7 Rams. So same record there. The Pels have an important 12-game stretch. They got 5 in a row after this, and then 6 of 7 on the road after that. 6 of 7 on the road. In about 3 weeks after this 12-game stretch after tonight, the next 13 games basically, you have a pretty good idea of what this Pels team's all about, because that road trip's defining. Saints, I don't know. If you follow sports just in the slightest bit locally, there are 3 games left in the NFL season. The Saints are 7-7. The Rams are 7-7. There's a few stats that fall out. Going Thursday night on the road, you have a better chance of losing than winning, whatever. It doesn't always happen, obviously. And then it's sort of like whoever wins tonight has a 2 out of 3 shot of making the playoffs, or better than that. It's 70%, something like that. And then whoever loses tonight, it's less than a third. It's a 1 in 4 chance, or less than that, 22% of making the playoffs. I think that's the stat. We could round it up or down, 20 to 25% of making the playoffs if you lose, and a 70% chance if you win.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer. Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson with you. You're good, Miss Peaches. Light up another Misty, geesh. Hey, Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Monday. I was joking, Miss Misty. You don't have to, Miss Peaches, you don't have to light up another Misty. She is. Wow. Christmas is Monday. Friend & Company Fine Jewelers has you covered, guys, with real natural diamonds. Diamonds that are 1 billion years old. Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. The Friend family has been at this for 50 plus years. Ken Friend's been at it for over 40. It's what he does. It's what he does. And he's been doing it for decades and decades and decades. Real natural diamonds, 1 billion years old. New Orleanians that know Friend & Company Fine Jewelers when it comes to diamond engagement rings. And then you talk about diamond stud earrings, diamond tennis bracelet, diamond necklaces. Only real natural diamonds, 1 billion years old. They won't be putting real natural diamonds on like a black velvety cloth and then bringing some man-made 3-week-old lab-created fake diamonds next to it and trying to push those on you because they're half the price, a third the price, more carats. Can you tell a difference how they look? Right now, no. But I know they're fake and they're man-made and they're 3 weeks old and they depreciate in value and they're not rare and they're flooding the market. They're from China. They're going to keep depreciating in value at just a rapid pace. No, I'll stick with the rare, limited quantity, 1 billion with a B, something unique and special. What else can you get for her? For anything that you can go get that's 1 billion years old in the world. 1 billion. It's crazy. It's like the perfect gift. Real natural diamonds. Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. Every price point, and I mean it when I say that. It's not a radio line. You want to spend thousands of dollars? Got you covered. Your budget's tens of thousands of dollars. You're doing really well. They got you covered. You're wealthy. You're going to drop north of $100,000 on a diamond necklace for her. Friend & Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street in between Broadway and Carrollton has you covered on that purchase. And here's a real beautiful thing. Real natural diamonds, diamond stud earrings, diamond tennis bracelets, diamond necklaces, diamond engagement rings, real natural diamonds. They have an entire room dedicated to all this jewelry, all real natural diamonds, all of it in that room. Under $1,000. So you can go to Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, guys, spend a few $100 and get her real natural diamonds for Christmas for Monday. Beeline over there right now. Go see Ken Friend. Go see any of the helpful staff. Ken will stick around after hours. You can meet him before hours if you want to do it one-on-one by yourself. Real natural diamonds, 1 billion years old. Stud earrings, tennis bracelets, necklaces, even engagement rings. Friend & Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street in between Broadway and Carrollton. You know, it's funny, Miss Peaches, to each his own. Money is all relative. For some folks, they're going to go spend a few $100 in that room under $1,000, and that's their primary gift. They're crushing it out the park. And then there's somebody else that he got his wife 5 gifts, and this is like a third or fourth gift. You're going to spend a few $100s and get her some earrings or a diamond bracelet, just like as an extra. So it's all relative. But either way, when she gets that box, opens it up, sees the real natural diamonds from Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, it's a grand slam home run. I don't care if you spend $200 or 100,000 plus, literally. Go check out Ken Friend. Monday is Christmas. Don't blow it. This irresponsible retweet from the governor-elect kind of still gaining traction. It was like the leadoff story, I believe, on Channel 4 News. They had something on Twitter. I clicked on it, and it was Bertolato, whatever her name is. Hey, good evening. It's the 5 o'clock news or 6 o'clock news. And the leadoff story was this fake news story. A fake news story. Basically, DJ / talk show host Scoot throws out a fake news story. And then that's not the problem. I mean, no offense. I mean, Scoot's a nice guy, and I'm not here to bash Scoot at all. Scoot's a nice guy. I don't think he's dishonest or does immoral, illegal stuff as far as I can tell. I don't know his life, but he seems just like a good guy. And I don't want to bust his chops. He's a harmless guy. He does like a People magazine type of show. It's kind of, lightweight, easy topics. No one ever looks to him as any kind of a source. It's not good or bad, just how it is. I don't think he's like, I'm some kind of news breaking source. The story was Governor-elect John Bel Edwards, Jeff Landry retweeting the fake news. And that hurts New Orleans. It's irresponsible. The city's fragile. We have a crime problem. We have a violent crime problem. The governor-elect is right with this state police initiative, and let's emphasize New Orleans and get this violent crime problem under control. Everyone's on board, liberals and Democrats. That's daunting enough. The governor, I mean, it's sort of just like, shame on you, governor-elect. You shouldn't have done that. Your people shouldn't have done that. I know you're looking for any angle to reinforce your point that New Orleans has a crime problem and it's dangerous, but don't do it with fake news stories. I mean, the thing that's funny about this is it's totally backwards. And just like conveniently forgets to sort of mention the most important part. New Orleans and Louisiana decided. I'll repeat that again. New Orleans and Louisiana decided. They made the decision. It was their choice to not renew with ABC. Not the other way around. Literally backwards. ABC is selling the show. New Orleans and Louisiana said, no thanks. We've bought it the last few years. We feel we're getting diminishing returns. We don't get the amount of time we thought we'd be getting or we did in the beginning. ABC's selling the show. ABC wants New Orleans to buy it. That's not my opinion. These are facts. This isn't my opinion on this. This isn't, I have a source. No, what it does is, the thing I'm least worried about, seriously, is some convention or business going, I'm not coming to New Orleans because of this. But the folks that live like in Jefferson or outside of New Orleans proper and have this, I hate New Orleans attitude. I don't go to New Orleans anymore. Too much crime. We don't go down there. My wife doesn't want to go down there. My husband doesn't want to go down there. That kind of, man, I mean, I'll be just talking to people, man, have you been down in Irene's lately? So good. We don't go down to the French Quarter anymore. I mean, it's just like, wow, conversation over, Okay, so much for incredible crème au gratin, and I love the chicken rosmarino, So you've got a lot of those folks. They're like angry, kind of crabby New Orleanians, and they're kind of pissed off at New Orleans all the time. It's like this vicious love-hate relationship because they ain't moving to another state, They're right on the other side of the 17th Street Canal, other side of the lake, something like that. They're very nearby because they love New Orleans still, but they hate New Orleans. Hate New Orleans. I don't go there anymore. Too much crime. These stories fuel those people, even when disproven, when it's a fake news story and it's all about New Orleans and Louisiana chose not to renew the deal, chose not to buy the advertising, essentially. That's the whole deal. Those folks, even hearing that from me, go, yeah, but crime was probably a factor too. Like, there's lots of things in the decision. No, there aren't. There aren't in this, okay? ABC doesn't give a crap about the crime, about turbines, or any of that. None of it. ABC wants money from New Orleans and Louisiana to go do the show down there. And if they ain't getting paid, they're not doing it. It's as simple as that. And there are other places that'll pay. And then I got news for you. My God, come on, people. It's amazing just the irresponsibility of folks that have a microphone camera in front of them. The Dick Clark New Year's Eve thing, that didn't create New Year's Eve in New Orleans, okay? It's the other way around. Long before there was the Dick Clark special the last 7-8 years, major shows like even the Dick Clark special and CNN and other networks, several other networks, coming down to New Orleans because they didn't have to create a fake New Year's Eve celebration like they would anywhere else. Very few places. New York has it at Times Square. New Orleans naturally has it at Jackson Square. We copied that. I would guess the first time I went down there, where there are tens of thousands of people down there. Brian, Merry Christmas. Tens of thousands of people. Yeah, you're right. Tens of thousands of people down there. And they're dropping the ball at midnight. I'm jammed in there. It's slammed. This is 20 plus years ago, 25 years ago, late 1990s. So we've been celebrating New Year's Eve. Unofficially, there was always a crowd in the quarter for New Year's Eve. Are you kidding? You could just do it on Bourbon Street and it would be natural and organic in a crowd. But then let's copy the Times Square thing and have a ball drop at Jackson Square. So this is 25 years old, has nothing to do with Dick Clark. We're New Orleans. So it's not like, hey, don't worry, the party still goes on. Really? The party's always been here. The Dick Clark thing is the incidental, not the other way around. No, just embarrassing. Embarrassing and irresponsible. I mean, not so much Scoot. Scoot's like People Magazine. He just faded out of his lane. The car thing blinks on these new cars. Hey, wake up. You need to take a nap? He faded over into the wrong lane, got out of his lane. Hey, I'm going to have this breaking news story. No, it's not. And here's the worst part about all of that.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you, right. Corey Johnson back at you on a Friday. No, the Dick Clark thing. Like I said, Scoot just got out of his lane a little bit. I know him a little bit. I've worked with him. Harmless guy, People Magazine type show. I don't know who he talked to, what made him do it, what made him say it. Maybe he just thought it was kind of obvious and that had to be the reason. He assumed. I have no idea. But he goes with this erroneous story that's not true at all. Don't even understand the basic concept. ABC's selling the show to New Orleans. New Orleans doesn't want to buy the show. End of story. It was New Orleans' choice. ABC wants to sell it. There's nothing about crime discussed at all. Nothing. Has nothing to do with it. It's ABC wanting to sell the Dick Clark special, wanting to take New Orleans and Louisiana's money and put it there on New Year's. And New Orleans and Louisiana kind of saying, no, we don't think it's worth it. And ABC saying, fine, we won't do it there. And that's the end of it. But then this crime thing comes up. And the worst part, Lieutenant Governor Jeff Landry, the most irresponsible of all people, retweets it and comments on it like, see, New Orleans is losing business. We really have to act fast, that kind of thing. You've sold everyone, Governor-elect. We're all in. State police, let's fight crime. Let's get it done. AG handling, state police arrests. Brilliant, Governor-elect. Let's go. You don't have to embellish, exaggerate, outright lie, and then retweet that. Your people need to check sources. And FM DJ tweets it. No other source. The station he's on that supposedly does news, they don't have it as a news story on their own site. Maybe you don't retweet that. You think it's just some FM DJ guy talking. Doesn't know. But you retweeted it and you're the governor-elect? That's just terrible. You're not pro-New Orleans. You're pro getting your base rawled up. I hate New Orleans, crime New Orleans. I don't want to go to New Orleans. It just gets that snowball going. I'm not that worried about tourism or conventions. I mean, they're realistic. When you go to New York or Chicago or Miami, no one gets off the plane and goes, I'm worried about crime. And those cities have crime problems. Violent crime in Chicago, New York, Miami, Dallas, Houston, almost every major metropolitan area. Hard to find a city that doesn't. You never go there and worry about crime. Conventions and tourism, they're not worried about coming to New Orleans because of crime. There's a greater chance Jeff Landry could do like an anti-gay bill that would drive business away. No, the ABC wants to come to New Orleans. New Orleans and Louisiana chose not to pay it. Our choice. End of story. Zero to do with crime. But the governor runs with that, and that's wrong. And it gets the folks foaming at the mouth that I hate New Orleans, I don't go there anymore, blah, blah, blah. Gets their motor going. And then people talking, and then all it does is stifle tourism, hurts New Orleans. We have a crime problem. It's real. Let's face that. Not ignore it. It's real, but my God, let's not perpetuate fake news. No, and then the worst part for Scoot is, now saying I don't want to talk about it. I mean, if you're a talk show host and you break a legitimate story, like it's legitimate, especially as a radio talk show host, you're trying to drive in calls and audience, you're going to embrace that you broke the story. You're going to embrace it. You're the only outlet that has the story, and no one else has it because no one else believes it. They know it's not true. But you believe in it. You'd be embracing it as a talk show host. He's avoiding it. Shut it down. Says he doesn't want to talk about it. Yet still stands by the story. Doesn't even understand the dynamics of how, the story, how I don't know how it came to be, the dynamic of what it is creating. No, it's not. ABC and the Dick Clark folks made any decision at all about New Orleans. All they were doing was selling, and here's how much it costs. And New Orleans and Louisiana simply said, we're not buying it anymore. And Dick Clark and ABC said, fine. You will not find anyone anywhere on either side, no one saying crime was an issue and it was discussed, because it wasn't. It was like about an advertising sale, and that's it. The only person making a decision here was New Orleans and Louisiana, or the entity, not person. So ABC canceled Dick Clark's special because of crime. It's so wrong. It's 180 the other way. New Orleans and Louisiana said no to ABC because it cost too much, in their opinion. Wasn't worth the spend. No to the advertising. That's it. But the I hate New Orleans, I don't go to New Orleans, too much crime in New Orleans crowd, even what I'm saying, even if they believe what I'm saying is true, they still will. Someone's thinking about crime. Crime had to play a part. So we all know crime plays a part. I mean, just embrace that, because they want to continue to, I don't go to New Orleans, and they want their friends to think that way and feel better about it, because unconsciously they want to go back to New Orleans and go to Bayonne and go to Irene's and go to Clancy's and Le Petit Grocery and the Audubon Zoo and the Noma and go to City Park and Audubon Park and go downtown. And I mean, are you kidding me? Jeez. I was in Lakeview today, like on Allen Tucson. I was a friend who lives out there. Both of them live out there. It's like, God, this area is just really nice. Such a nice area. It's like right by West End, Pontchartrain Boulevard, Allen Tucson, right there. Chateau Coffee. My mom holds court at that place all the time. 2 years old, still drives herself. She'll be 93 very soon. Give her some free coffee, Chateau Coffee already. I shouldn't say that. That would be payola in radio. Do not give her free coffee. What's that, Blue Boy? I'm not the payola kid. Someone down the radio dial is, not Scoot, someone else. Another FM DJ talk show. It's the payola kid, huh? Oh, Blue Boy. 5 o'clock power hour next. Don't move.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend and Company Fine Jewelers Breitling time, 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The neutral.
Even when they presented me the award, the people that I look up to the most, Frank was there and Donald Link was there. It does cause you to reflect back and think about your whole career.
Bella Brennan Award says that to you, like I've arrived.
It certainly is kind of the ultimate when it comes to cooking and hospitality in New Orleans and the world.
New Orleans style talk gumbo, served daily.
Doesn't get much better than that, huh?
Hi, this is Joey Helm at Bunky Helm, head of Vision. A vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm paint and decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in South Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. We'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm.
Paint Supply.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all of the time.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, We love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Yes. I love it. One of the best cartoons of all time. And so many sub-cartoons within Bullwinkle. We're going to put Miss Peaches from Marrera to work. Miss Peaches, the cartoons within the Bullwinkle cartoon. I think if some folks can come up with that in the 5 o'clock hour, we got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Let's see. I got one.
Hurry, Bullwinkle. The show's
I'm going as fast as I can.
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Okay. How can you not like Rocky and Bullwinkle? It's genius. It's great stuff. Flying Squirrel, the Big Moose. Funny as can be. Their nemesises, I guess, Boris and Natasha. You know what's great about Bullwinkle and Rocky? These cartoons within the cartoon. There were a bunch of them. Name any of them, and I'll give you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Hey, Jeff Dorson from the Humane Society is going to join us in about 60 seconds. Toss him a bone every Thursday afternoon. What a great guy. It's Christmas, too. Go adopt an animal. Go adopt a dog, a puppy, a kitten, a cat. Go adopt an older animal, and just make their life great for the remainder of their life. You will feel great. I'm telling you, you will feel great. It's what's amazing about animals throughout their entire life. It's just what they are, where they are in their life. It gets better and better and better and better. Even when they're getting old and they can't do what they did as a puppy, you love them more than you've ever loved them, and you might take care of them more, and they take care of you less than they used to as a puppy, or bother you and in your face all the time. But no, it's just a beautiful, great thing. Pets are great. Keeps families together. It's something the family love. Everybody's got a different relationship. Plus, you're doing a great thing. The Louisiana SPCA puts down about 1,000 animals a year. It's just not right. They take about $2 million from the city. They got to do better over there on the West Bay. Should be a no-kill shelter. No kill. So go adopt. That would be fantastic. It is a Thursday afternoon. Corey Johnson with you. What's going on, Miss Peaches? No Jeff Dorson? Oh, yep. He's saying, don't buy pets for Christmas as gifts, which is so true. You're not talking about like parents. It's talking about adults giving other adults a pet as a gift and expecting the other adult to take care of them. Hey, I also have an 11-year-old child for you. I mean, it's a little over the top when you're giving. You can't just go, hey, Miss Peaches, I'm giving you a dog. All of a sudden you have because pet ownership is a responsibility. It's not a TV set that I don't really watch TV. I don't know why Charlie gave me that and stick it in the closet. It's not like that 18-inch Weber kettle grill I gave Fletcher Mackle, and he just stuck it in his attic and doesn't use it at all and has never used it. It's not that. We'll talk to him tomorrow. I'll bust his chops about that. Anyway, no, it's a living creature. There's a responsibility. I should go take that gift back from Fletcher. I'm going to use it, dude. No, I'm serious. I'm Indian giving, if that's the terrible racist phrase. Guess I can't say that, Miss Peaches. I apologize. That's the crappy phrase. Miss Peaches is giggling right now. Can't say that phrase. All right, I apologize, but that would be like the term that is, highly racist. Again, apologies. Don't laugh. The old slip. It's sad, though, because that's as bad as any other slip. It's like, no, it's not. And I never make slips like that. Immediately caught it and apologize. But no, what's the opposite of re-gift? Reclaim. I'm going to take my gift back. I know. And to correct the whole thing, it was the United States that was the giver, whatever. It was United States giver. Not Indian giver. It was United States giver. The Indians were honorable and they honored the treaty. They were living by the treaty. It was the United States that like, yeah, things are going pretty good, but we want more and we want to change it. No, still want more and want to change it. Indians went along with it for a while and they were like, man, just no honor or integrity in the white man. Easy 7th, 8th, 9th Ward. Didn't mean it the way you're thinking it. Corey Johnson with you. Oh, no. Folks that think like black folks can't be racist. It's like, you don't live in New Orleans. I mean, I see white racists all the time. Because I'm white, somebody will drop an N-bomb in front of me or they, and they're talking about like black folks. And I'm like supposed to be like, oh, yeah, I'm white. I'm in agreement with your illogical, irrational falsehood. And sort of sick and heartless. But no, come on. I'm not saying it's equal or whatever. I'm not trying to say that, but there are black people that do not like white people. Come on. I bump into them all the time. I get a glaring look. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. Any of that. I go into like a neighborhood in the quote hood that I'm like the only white person there. 95% of the folks don't care and are ridiculously accommodating, if anything. Very nice. Especially staff and business owners and waiters, waitresses. But, there'll be one or two like, what are you doing in here? I was on a date about 6 months ago with, I guess the best way I'd have to describe her as a black girl. She was black. But she was, what was she? Not Polynesian. But her dad is black. And her mom is like Pacific Islander or something like that. And she's black. Like if Tiger Woods is black, this girl's black. If you saw her, you'd be like, this girl's black. So we go out to dinner and, it was at a restaurant that, I'd say most middle to high-end restaurants in New Orleans, sadly, are mostly white. But there are black folks in them, obviously, with wherewithal. This restaurant was more like half and half, maybe 60% white at most, maybe more black than white. There, a lot of black people, a lot of white people. Sat next to this, it may have been a couple, I have no idea, just friends. A black woman and a white woman. And they were very friendly, nice. And there were like two black guys in particular just giving me a look like, what am I doing with that black girl? That's not white guy nervousness or I don't care who I'm with or who's looking at me or what those guys think, if they're black or white. Well, I'm more concerned if a black guy think, what am I doing with the black girl? And if it's a white guy, I don't care either way. But I was just getting this look of like, taking something that I'm not supposed to take that's theirs or some kind of thing. It's just like, wow. But I would imagine black men with a white girl or a black woman with a white man, they get looks from white people all the time. Like, what are you doing? Why are you crossing that line? So yeah, I don't, believe me, I'm a male, white, heterosexual. The skids are as greased for me as anyone in the United States of America. Middle class, college educated, white, male, heterosexual. All of it beyond my control. Really, even the college part. I was just like, I'm 18, 19, 20. I'm in college. I'm just going to finish it. It wasn't like I was like, I'm dedicated to the education. I'm focused on it. I just did it. Seriously, I'm not trying to de-emphasize it or not pat my back. I'm proud of my diploma, but I think people that don't have it are more they think it's such a thing to have. I mean, maybe that I have it, it doesn't matter as much, but okay, I did that, I guess, but everything else was beyond my control, especially white, male, and heterosexual. Completely, fully beyond my control. Boy, a lot going on today. A full slate in the 5 o'clock power hour. A lot to discuss. 5 o'clock power hour, appropriately, the Thursday before Monday's Christmas Day, brought to you by Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street. Guys, what am I going to get her for Christmas? Is she going to like it? Because you solve the first problem. What am I going to get her? You decide on something. Is she going to like it? Maybe not. What am I going to get her? Real natural diamonds from Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. Is she going to like it? She's going to love it. It's what she wants. And guys, every price point, including an entire room full of all kind of real diamond jewelry, everything in that room under $1,000. You can walk out spending a few $100, real natural diamonds, Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street.
Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants. Leidenheimer French bread.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, hey, what can I do to give you a hand? And he said, well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place. So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com.
Custom treatments available in many colors to match your personal measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint Measurement will let us to you right direct.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. when you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
A Thursday night edition of the program. Boy, a rare doubleheader in New Orleans happened last week. Second time in a week. This time a road doubleheader. It's going to be a little carpal tunnel syndrome problem. You might develop it hitting the last channel on the remote control. Coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes. Right around 6:30, a little after 6:30. The 16 and 12 Pelicans are on the road at the 16 and 12 Cleveland Cavaliers. Exact same record. Pels on the road. You think the Cavs would be favored, but the Pels are favored by 3.5. I don't know the story. All one can do is assume that the Cavs are resting star players, injured players. If this were a sports talk show, I'd have the answers, but I don't really care. So I didn't find out why Cleveland is a 3.5-point underdog at home when they have the same records. All I want is the Pels to win. 6:30 tip-off, about an hour and 15 minutes away. About 2 hours away, the Saints, 7-7, at the Rams, 7-7. See what I mean? That one's on Prime, but since it's on the internet device, I think it's on Channel 6 also. I think I saw Fletcher tweeting something with Jim Mora on the sidelines, and that would mean Mora's in town doing the pre- and post-game, and I would think it's on Channel 6 because I guess the Prime game on the internet device needs to be shown in the local market on regular TV. I think that's how that works. Anyway, 6:30 tip-off, the 16 and 12 Pels at the 16 and 12 Cleveland Cavaliers. 45 minutes later, the 7-7 Saints in Los Angeles against the 7-7 Rams. So now I'll be doing a little last channel gimmick. Checking out NBA hoops, NFL. That's what's really cool. We're punching above our weight. We have the same population we had in 1980. No growth, total stagnant city. But yeah, I give Mark Morial credit for two things. I mean, the most corrupt administration maybe in mayoral history. I mean, Mark Morial is about the only person that didn't go to jail. Just about everybody in his administration, including his own uncle, went to jail. You know, I think the feds went to Mark Morial and were like, get out of New Orleans. You and your brother Jacques, stop influencing elections, and we won't prosecute. That kind of gimmick. Okay. I mean, no one would think Mark Morial, 20 plus years later, zero time in New Orleans, zero influence on elections, never here, and rarely, I mean, like 3-4 times in 20 years. You know, there's something to it, you know? There's something to that. No, we're stagnant, zero growth in the state, in the city. It's for decades and decades. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, we got a little double header action tonight with the Pels and the Saints. But the great thing that Mark Morial did, two great things. Got out of the way. Had no choice in this one. Clinton administration, a government surplus, the consent decree on the NOPD, paid for by the feds, not paid for by the city like right now. The feds paid for it. The feds basically said, hey, Mark, Richard Pennington, the D.C. police chief, he's going to, or second in charge of D.C., he's going to be the new police chief in New Orleans. And that's the end of the story. And you're not going to influence it or, kind of overriding it. You know, what was basically the mayor doing, the term I used? the other day that I thought was pretty appropriate for the mayor commenting about Ann Kirkpatrick saying I'm bringing in state police and for it, and undermining, I guess is the word I used. No, Morial, the feds were like, you're not undermining Pennington. He's going to do his thing. Morial wanted to put someone local in charge. The Fed said no. So Morial, in that one, had no choice, had to get out the way. The one where he got out of the way by choice, when we were trying to land the NBA. I mean, Mark saw right away, there's nothing in it for me. There's nothing in it for Jacques. No, there's no side deal to make money. This isn't redeveloping the World Trade Center where dozens of my cronies make money off their investment. Remember that joke? I think like the Xavier baseball coach was supposed to put up like 20 grand and we get back 250,000. Just insane. Yeah, on the city. On the city. So no, the mayor got out of the way. You know, folks like, Hines over at Jones Walker Law Firm, Doug Thornton, Jay Cicero, the Sports Foundation, those guys put a presentation together. Those guys, knocked it out the park. Those guys had experience landing Super Bowls, and they're like, how do we pitch the NBA like the same way? We're trying to land a franchise, the future of the city, the investment. This is 2000, pre-Katrina. So they just went all in. And Bill Hines and Doug Thornton and Cicero and market folk just knocked the socks off of David Stern, a very shrewd NBA commissioner who isn't going to get fooled, isn't going to believe what he wants to believe or what he hopes is true. He probably was like skeptical on New Orleans, was like, I'm probably not going to want to do this. And then when he got to New Orleans convinced him otherwise. I should go dig up that interview. I'll never forget. I was in New York visiting with my friend, was at Al Bustan Middle Eastern on 51st in Mid-City, about 2:15 in the afternoon, so late lunch. I'm in there with my friend. David Stern's in there with somebody. I got up from my table, went over, introduced myself, remembered the guy's name, Frank. Last name Frank was the communications director with the NBA. It's like, yeah, I called Mr. Frank, he's like, get back in touch with him. I'll do your show. And Stern came on my show. And we discussed that and a whole lot of other stuff. So New Orleans probably wasn't his first choice, but Morial got out of the way. The business community led like it's supposed to all the time. And one of the biggest upsets in New Orleans history, we landed an NBA franchise again. I mean, 3 biggest upsets in New Orleans history. Battle of New Orleans. Andrew Jackson, Jean Lafitte defeating the British, Packingham and 2,000 plus British troops. Second biggest upset, Joseph Gow upsetting nine-time Congressman Bill Jefferson. Bill Jefferson just didn't show up for the election. Didn't think he had to run ads or promotions or anything. Will win by default. Some Vietnamese guy ain't going to beat me. Oh, yeah. Huge upset. Incredible. Couldn't believe that. That was mind-blowing. And then third biggest, relanding an NBA franchise. So, no, we punch above our weight in New Orleans. Having NFL, the Saints, that's fine. That fits our market. That's perfect. No offense. It's like you got Cincinnati, Green Bay, Buffalo, lots of smaller markets can handle one franchise or two. So we had NFL, beloved Saints, no problem supporting them. Bringing in an NBA team with 41 home dates. And you got to average, real fans in the seats, somewhere in the teens. You're not going to make money if you're not putting, 13,000 because it's not just ticket sales. It's concessions and parking and, expensive stuff during the game day experience, all profits. So no, we're punching above our weight. I'd like to see a AA minor league baseball team. I'd like to see the River District do two things. Build like a 3,000-seat minor league baseball park that's as state-of-the-art as a major league park, but just 3,000 seats. But as nice and as plush and as luxurious, right in that River District neighborhood. Have right field go into the, Mississippi River, the Crescent City Connections right field. Center fields like the Warehouse District, left fields downtown, even the Dome. Glass side wall, whatever. Open air. Nice little 3,000-seat minor league baseball stadium. Get on that AA circuit again with, Biloxi's got a team, Mobile's got a team, Pensacola, Florida, I-10 corridor. None of that flying around. No AAA. It's not needed. Don't need to play Salt Lake or Omaha. It means it's meaningless. You might go to a game on the road in Biloxi, Mobile, or Pensacola if you're at the beach. Oh, wow. New Orleans Pelicans are playing, or whatever they would be. In Pensacola, I'll go. So that we could handle AA, the little 3,000-seat stadium by the river. And then minor league soccer, already talking about bringing that here. Right below MLS. You need probably about 2,000-3,000 fans a game. Build that out by the River District. I mean, that's what you want. You want, no offense to like the LaSalle tract in Jefferson Parish. That was all deal making. New Orleans gets the arena. West Bank gets Hilario Center. Jefferson Parish gets the baseball stadium. That was all part of the same legislative package, giving something to everyone. I get it. And I get the neighborhood thing. It worked, A lot of folks, I ain't going to New Orleans. They're going to go to Jefferson Parish for minor league baseball. It wore off quick. It's a stadium in the middle of a parking lot. Something in the River District, it's like a stadium like Fenway. You're at a bar, a pub, a restaurant, outdoor, right across the street's the stadium. You're drinking a beer, eating a burger, and right across the street's the stadium. You got your tickets on the table. You're ready to go in. That's something special. That's going to attract people. But that's about our limit, I would say, right now. We need growth to do anything else. It's sad. Major League Baseball's desperate. If New Orleans would have just had moderate growth, just moderate growth. We went from 1 million in 1970 to 1.3 million in 1980. I'm not saying, just if we duplicate that, not even growing it more like a Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, we duplicate that. 300,000 folks a decade. We'd go from 1.3 in 1980 to 1.6 in 1990 to right under 2 million in 2000 to 2.2 in 2010 to 2.5 million in the metro today and growing. That would be Major League Baseball country. They're looking at cities that are like 2.5 million, like Austin, Charlotte, Nashville, right in that range of population. New Orleans would be a major league market. Major League Baseball's desperate right now. They're probably going to expand to like Nashville, Charlotte. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Every day, this program on radio, on television, live streaming, CoreyTalks.com. Hey, we're on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson, always brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. And now Lamarck Crescent City Ford. That's right, the legendary Ford truck dealership under the Lamarck umbrella. Every day, this program brought to you by the big store, the Lamarck Automotive Complex, Lamarck Ford in Kennebra. Right on the corner, right on the price, the car corner, Williams and I-10. And now Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. The irresponsible retweeting hurts New Orleans governor-elect. Just unnecessary. Stay focused, governor-elect. Your people should know better. I know any way possible you want to perpetuate New Orleans has a major crime problem. We got to fix it. But retweeting Dick Clark's special, not coming back to New Orleans because of crime, and it's Scoot the DJ that tweeted it, and it's just fake news. I mean, more shame on the governor than Scoot. Scoot's just, I mean this in the nicest way. It's just like it's like a People magazine show. It's light topics. It's nothing heavy. He's not a journalist or reporter. He's never been in that role. He doesn't do interviews. He doesn't break stories. I'm not knocking. It's just what it is. I said yesterday, if you want to know about Taylor Swift or something, he's your guy. People magazine. And that's his niche. That's fine. I'm not criticizing it. I'm not saying good, bad, like it, dislike it. That's what it is. But I think he just veered out of his lane. Somehow I'm a DJ. I like music. Dick Clark's music. I'm going to have an opinion on this. I don't know what it was. Made up the story. Someone he talked to said it. He believed them to be a source. I have no idea. But he needs to stay in the People magazine lane and not do this kind of stuff, because Governor-elect Jeff Landry retweets the fake news that the Dick Clark special isn't coming to New Orleans because of crime. And it is the exact opposite of that. I'm not saying they're coming here because they're in crime. They're selling the show to New Orleans. It's like they're the New Orleans is the client. New Orleans and Louisiana need to be convinced to part with the money for the advertising, for the show. That's exclusively what it's about. ABC never said, we're not coming because of crime, because it wasn't their choice to make. The city and the state are being sold the show by ABC. It's their choice to say, we want to spend the money or not, and the city chose not to do it. The state chose not to do it. Simple as that, end of story. But the sizzle, where Governor-elect pounced on it, because he knows his base is, a lot of them are crabby white people that don't like New Orleans anymore. But they love it still. They moved to Metairie. They moved to the North Shore. But New Orleans is in their blood. But they hate New Orleans. We don't go there anymore. Wife's scared to go. Husband's scared to go. Don't like the crime, whatever. I'm going to tell somebody, I went to Irene's, had a great dinner. Have you been lately? I don't go to New Orleans anymore. It's like, okay, end of story. Can't even have a conversation with you. That's sad. I still love New Orleans. Still go to the Quarter if it's to go get a meal or something. Not to go down lousy Bourbon Street or something. But to go get a meal. Bayona, Irene's, whatever. Go to a friend who happens to live in the Quarter. But the governor retweeting the fake news, it perpetuates that anti-New Orleans crowd. It's placating his base. He knew he had nothing to lose. So he didn't care if the story was right or wrong, in my opinion. His people don't care to check it or not. But he retweeted fake news that hurts the city. I mean, really, the governor-elect should apologize and take down the retweet, but that's never going to happen. I'm not even asking for that. No, but it was just bad all around. It made, news locally, basically because I'm not patting myself on the back because I refuted it. And then, Channel 4 goes out and leads off their news with the story that they don't even carry the show. It's on ABC. Channel 4 is a CBS affiliate. They lead off the story. They go to Walt Leger at New Orleans and Company. He's like, they're selling us the show. Everything I said, it was almost like, is Corey Johnson dressed in a Walt Leger outfit? And I never spoke to Walt Leger about this. I just know how it works. And I don't go off half-cocked or make up a source. Listen to me and then go on the next day and say sources, because that's how it has to be. You can't have one source. It's got to be a minimum of two, ideally three. And sadly, that's Scoot getting out of his lane and he has no sources and just got caught up in the story, stands by it, but doesn't want to talk about it. It's just silly. Let me tell you something. If you break a story, a legitimate story, especially as a talk radio host, trying to drive in calls and audience, you're going to embrace that you broke the story and talk about it on your talk radio show. But even his own station that carries the show didn't carry the story as real news because it's not. No, it hurts New Orleans. And I'm not so concerned about tourism or conventions not coming here. It's not going to affect that. It's just keeps the crabby guy who, I hate New Orleans, I'm not going there. The wife thinks it's dangerous. The husband thinks it's dangerous. That keeps that person going. There's just nothing good from it. It's fake news. New Orleans has a real legitimate crime problem. Let's focus on that. We don't need to embellish or make it worse. It's like when people say the mayor's stupid. I'm like, focus on the ball. The mayor's corrupt. She doesn't have ethics, morals. Junket Cantrell, LaToya the Destroyer. She's not stupid. You don't have to embellish, exaggerate, or even lie. She's not stupid. As a Xavier degree, she's not stupid. I'm not saying she's the sharpest tool in the shed or something, but she's educated. She's not stupid. So don't embellish, exaggerate, or lie when you don't have to. Focus on the corrupt mayor. No, this is the same kind of story. New Orleans has a crime problem, a violent crime problem. Don't need kind of, guy who does People Magazine type stuff trying to break news, and then no one picks it up because it's not real. But the governor-elect does to perpetuate his narrative, which everyone's bought into. Focus on the ball, people. That's what we got to do. Focus on the ball. Corey Johnson with you, broadcasting live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. You need air conditioning or heat help? River City's Total Maintenance is there. Honest air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, New Year's Day, middle of the night, you need air conditioning or heat help. NOLAAC.com is all you need to know. NOLAAC.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Portnola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Boy, why aren't you at Katie's right now? Talk about tonight and Katie's. What a perfect fit. All those flat screen TVs, some of them will have the Saints on, some of them will have the Pelicans on. It's a doubleheader, 6:30, about 45 minutes or so till tip-off. The Pels are in Cleveland. About 45 minutes after that, around 7:15, about an hour and a half away, the Saints are at the Rams. By the way, each team, same records. 16-12 Pels at the 16-12 Cavs. 7-7 Saints at the 7-7 Rams. Saints win. It's like a 70% chance they make the playoffs. Just 2 games left. They'd go to 8-7. Rams win. About a 70-80% chance they'd make the playoffs. They go to 8-7. Saints lose. It's like a 22% chance or something they make the playoffs, falling to 7-8. Rams lose, like a 20-something% chance they make the playoffs, falling to 7-8. So you get the deal. Your chances are really, really good. Like 7 out of 10, you make the playoffs with a win tonight. Percentage-wise, Saints could easily miss the playoffs. You lose tonight, it's about a 20% chance you make the playoffs, like 1 out of 5. But, they could overcome that. You want it. It's an important game. It is a playoff-like game, literally. 7-7 Saints, NFC team, 7-7 Rams, NFC team. A huge game tonight in Los Angeles. 7:15 tip-off. You can watch it locally on Channel 6, and it's on Prime on the intranet device. So, yeah, a doubleheader. Pels at 6:30, Saints at 7:15. You can watch them both at the same time on the big flat screen TVs at Katie's in Mid-City. Iberville, corner Telemachus. That's like a couple of blocks behind Angelo Bracata's. Essentially, it's in between Carrollton and Doc Francis Parkway and Bienville and Canal Street. Like literally, that's like the heart of Mid-City. And it really is the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. Now, checking out Pels and Saints at the same time tonight's very sports bar-ish. But this ain't a sports bar. This is Katie's. This is a taste of New Orleans. Big portions, great for sharing. New Orleans specialties, old school. Yeah, it's New Orleans as it gets. Katie's in Mid-City. Why aren't you at Katie's right now? You got 30 minutes till the Pels tip off. No, I'm sorry. You got 45 minutes till the Pels tip off. And then 45 minutes after that, the Saints tip off. You can watch both games at the same time at Katie's in Mid-City and get some great food for dinner and drinks. Come on, are you kidding me? No brainer. Looking for a place for tonight's sports action? Katie's in Mid-City. About 60 degrees. That 3-4 day rain forecast over the weekend into Christmas. I mean, it diminished. It looks like rain on Sunday right now only. So much so that the River Parish's bonfire lighting, which would normally be Sunday night, Christmas Eve, moved to Saturday night at 7 because they're expecting rain on Sunday, but not on Saturday and not on Monday. I mean, 2 days ago, it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday rain, like 4 days of rain, like a washout weekend. But, it's the we will see kind of thing. What's the story of the, I forget who it was in the village, the wise man in the village. I forget who it was. Anyways, the kid in the village falls down and breaks his arm, and the people in the village ask the wise man, "Isn't that terrible?" And he'll say, "Well," he goes, "We'll see." And then a war breaks out, and all the men and boys in the village have to go fight, but he can't because he has a broken arm. And they're getting any fortunate, any lucky? And wise man's like, we'll see. The point is, we'll see. I mean, you can look at it as good or bad. Kid got I forget the first part. Kid got a horse. Isn't that great? Oh, we'll see. Fell off the horse, broke his arm. Isn't that terrible? We'll see. Went to war. He didn't have to go because he had a broken arm. Good. We'll see. So we'll see. Meteorology, the weather forecasting, it's just like a big, I don't want to say crapshoot. They're getting better and better at it all the time. I'm not disrespecting weathermen and meteorologists, but it's constantly changing. It's fluid, pun intended. And this was supposed to be like a wet weekend and wet Christmas, and now it looks like it's not going to be. And still 50s and 60s, mostly 50s and 60s. So nice weather. Yeah, you right, weather. Hey, it's Thursday. How about some Fausto's for dinner? Speaking of yeah, you right, I may have to beeline over to Fausto's. I was talking about it the other day, and I was like, well, I could do a little veal piccata with some fettuccine Alfredo. I could knock out that pesce limone. They even have the flat screen little TV at the bar. Bar seats like 6 people. It's low profile, but they got a little TV. Do a little last channel. Check out the Pels and Saints. Get a little pesce limone. Maybe those crab claws. So good. Veal saltimbocca. Great chicken dishes. Fausto's Italian Bistro, some of the city's best Sicilian and Italian. Tonight for dinner, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets. The mayor's chief of staff, who oversees about 50 city employees. Clifton Davis, barred from practicing law for a year. It's also the mayor's attorney, legal advisor. Barred from practicing law for a year for stealing clients' money and practicing law without a law license. And he controls 50 people in City Hall. What's that crew called? The do-nothing crew? The no oversight, a free job crew? Pretending to be something? That game ends soon once the mayor's 15 minutes of fame is up. The LSU Lady Tigers, Kim Mulkey, talking about playing the Southern women at Tiger Stadium. At Tiger Stadium. Like breaking the record. I think Nebraska for a women's sport, I forget how many people they had earlier in the year, like 80,000 for a volleyball game in Nebraska. This would be a women's hoops game. Kim Mulkey they'd beat 80,000 just to do it, to be a part of that. People would show up. And Tiger fans are like Saints fans. They're rabid. They're foaming at the mouth for it. And what I love about this, LSU Lady Tigers hoop versus Southern women at Tiger Stadium, potentially. Southern would get the profits. Kim Mulkey wants to give Southern's program the profits so they can pipe it into their ladies program NIL. I had a friend of mine the other day say, man, I hope Perkins doesn't go somewhere. You know, LSU's defense is struggling. Hope Alabama or somewhere doesn't, lure Perkins away. You know how much money Perkins makes in NIL money at LSU right now? There's no worry for him to be going anywhere, Tiger fans. He makes hundreds of thousands of dollars, literally. Literally, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I saw this kid, Miss Peaches, you got to check out this video. It's a kid on social media, like an 18-year-old kid, pulls up to, I forget where, Florida State somewhere, maybe his high school, just to sign the papers, pulls up in a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, like a $250,000 car, to sign where he's going to college. So this is a high school kid who has this name, image, likeness money. He's already endorsing products where he could buy a $250,000 car. So he pulled up in that to go sign his high school papers. It's just strange days in the United States of America with college sports, to say the least. Hey, Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Blue Plate Mayonnaise has been with you for 95 years. In the kitchen cabinet, in the fridge, jar after jar. Since 1927, I mean, if you're a New Orleanian, it's got to be Blue Plate. New Orleans mayonnaise, a New Orleans family tradition. And hey, don't get confused when you're looking for that blue plate mayonnaise at Rouse's or your grocery store. Different label. Same great blue plate mayonnaise. Yeah, new look, same legendary taste. Blue plate mayonnaise.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Got another good dinner suggestion for you. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Some of the finest Middle Eastern food in New Orleans. Shish kebab, lamb chops, all your favorite Middle Eastern sides. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette, right by the streetcar barn. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us. A lot going on, including a double header. The Pelicans at Cleveland. Tip-off about 35 minutes away. Coming up at 7:15, the Saints at the Rams. That's right. The Pelicans will play at 6:30. The Saints kick off at 7:15. That's why I was saying go to Katie's and check them out on the big screen at the same time. Otherwise, you're going to be like me, the carpal tunnel syndrome gimmick. My thumb hurts from hitting last channel so many times on my remote control. I need to hire someone to hit last channel on my remote control. Here's someone. How much will it cost me to hire you to hit the last channel on the remote? $80 an hour? That seems pretty expensive. Literally $80 an hour, Blue Boy, just to push the last channel on the remote. It's now $100 an hour. I have to decide now? Okay, I'll do it. You're hired. I love you, Blue Boy. You're hired. Thanks, Miss Peaches. Thanks for listening and watching. Mañana.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.